Now moving on to year 3 and year 4 maths. So moving on from our chips and peas and our deans and our number lines in year 1 and 2, we now move on to expanded method. So this is where we use our partitioning that we know from our chips and deans. So this calculation, 47 plus 24, we know that we have 4 tens and 7 ones. So if we were drawing our chips and peas, we'd have 4 chips and 7 peas, and we'd have add 2 chips and 4 peas. So again, we start with our right-hand column. So we're going to do 7 plus 4, which equals 11. And then we're moving over to the tens. So we have 40 plus 20, which equals 60. Then all that we're left to do is add those two numbers together. 60 plus 11 equals 71. Thank you to my year 3 helper. As we progress through year 3, we then move on to our compact methods. We no longer expand our calculation, we just work straight with putting the digits into their columns. So in this example, the same example we've just had, we have 7 plus 4, so 7 ones plus 4 ones. And this child in year 3 knows that you can't put 2 digits in one column, so they have exchanged and they have moved the tens, because they know there's 1 10 and 1 ones to make 11. Then we now have 4 plus 2 plus 1. So we get the same answer of 71. And this method could be used for hundreds, and that's what we move on to in year 3 and 4. So similar calculation, we have 4 and 7 ones. We have 6 and 2 and 1 10. Oh, 6 plus, don't panic, 6 plus 2 plus the 1. We've just made a little mistake there. Six plus 2 equals 8, plus the 1 at the bottom. Yep. Brilliant. And then 3 plus 1 equals, amazing. Again, with subtraction, we would use the expanded method to do our subtraction first. So we would partition this. So we would have our 6 on one side of the board and 40 on the other. I don't need to write anything yet. And we'd have 7 underneath and 20 on the other side. Moving on to our compact method, which they would be familiar with by the end of year 4. So in this example, we have 6 take away 7. There's not enough to do 6 take away 7, so this child knows that they need to exchange. So they're going to exchange one of the 10s and move it into the ones column. So now, if we were using our chips and peas, they would have exchanged the 1 stick for 10 ones. So now we have 16 take away 7, which gives us 9. Clever girl. And then 3 10s take away 2 10s, which gives us 19. And we could use this method again with hundreds and thousand numbers. In year 3 and 4, multiplying and dividing build on from our number line method in year 3 and build on known facts. So when we get to year 3 and year 4, we will begin division by thinking about chunks and about numbers, the biggest multiplication that we know. So if we were doing 42 divided by 3, the children would know from learning their times tables that 30 divided by 3 is going to be equal to 10. So a year 3 child would tackle this by partitioning the 42 into a 30 and a 12, and then dividing those two parts by 3. So my lovely year 4 volunteer is going to show us how we're going to do that. So can we partition that 42 into a 30 and a 12? And then we're going to divide each part by 3. So using their multiplication facts, they know 30 divided by 3 is 10, and we know 12 divided by 3 is 4. If we line up our columns, makes adding really easy. So they can see there that we're left with 14. 42 divided by 3 equals 14. As we move further through year 3 and into year 4, we come to our more formal methods of bus stop. So this is how we would have learned it when we were at school. So this child is going to say how many 3s go into 6 and how many 3s go into 9. And we do in year 3 have numbers where we have remainders, and the children have to interpret what these remainders mean.